the race. I'm your host, Buckwheat, and I'm here with Potts and Rick. And we got a lot of interesting things we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about college football, be giving you our picks for the weekend. Then we'll transition over to our MLB World Series Predictions. Then we'll head over to the NFC Divisional Projections and picking the winners of each division. That's what we got on slate today, folks. And as always, we always end our show with Potts Plays, which is Potts naming his 3-team parlay. He went 3-0 this past weekend. All right? We're on, and we're going to start with college football. So let's start off with Potts. Who you got?
All right. You guys already know UH got their butt whooped at halftime against a really crappy team. So we're going to go ahead and go with UCLA minus 14 this weekend.
Sounds like UH is absolute dog water. Did you watch them this past weekend?
I did. They're trash. They couldn't move the ball. They had no dominance on the field. It was embarrassing to watch. And in my opinion, I don't think the odds makers are right. I think the line should be at minus 21 UCLA, but hey, we'll take the 14 and we'll run with it this weekend.
They say like in football, it's all about winning at the line. I know you went to the game this past weekend and got to see it live. What was that battle looking like? I mean, we were playing, who was it, Delaware State?
It was Delaware State, yeah. And like I said, Delaware was a much smaller team. They were way smaller, and they were giving Hawaii hard rubs at the line, and they were amped up about it. They had good energy. They had that spunk about them. They played with a little bit of chip on their shoulder, and Hawaii didn't really respond until late in the second half. And to me, that just shows a lot about Hawaii. They're going to come out sluggish against UCLA, and by then, it'll be too late at halftime. They're going to be dusted down the road. Put it this way, they were the second to the last team in all of college football last year, and they were tied with Hawaii at halftime. So I'm going to be taking UCLA again. That is my lock.
Sounds like a lock to me. Let's hop over to you, Rick. Who do you got as your college football lock?
Well, for me, I like Tennessee. I think Tennessee has an explosive offense, and I think they can cover that spread with ease. I know they're going to move the ball fast, so I think it'll be an easy win.
What are they? I mean, you got them on money line, or you got them laying the points? They're at, 38.5?
Yeah, I would lay the 38. To me, I think they're going to score pretty fast. I mean, they have a new quarterback, but he's mobile. They like to run that no-huddle offense, so I think it's going to be very productive. Chattanooga, according to ESPN, has a 1% chance. It's a 99% chance that they're going to cover.
Yeah, that's sounding like a great lock, too. I think we'll stay in the SEC. Hopping over to my pick, I really like the Gators. This weekend, playing at home at the Swamp. Got Cam Ward in Miami coming on through. I really see the Gators pulling this one off here as home underdogs. I really love it. I know it's got to fire them up being home dogs there in this scenario. And you got Cam Ward coming over from Washington State, racked up a bunch of stats against that cupcake Pac-12 defense all last year. But I think he's in a rude awakening coming into the Swamp and having to face an SEC defense there. I really wonder if he's going to be able to adjust. We should know right out of the gate. And I feel very confident in taking those points, but even playing the money line on this one, taking the Gators.
That one, the coaches make it or break it if they lose.
Money line's a good play.
They got to win.
I think, like you said, he's probably going to get punched in the mouth when he goes down to the Swamp. He's going to be down in the mud and then trenches.
I definitely think so.
All right.
So just to kind of recap, sounds like, Potts is going to hop on good old UCLA there, laying 14 points. Hopping on Tennessee. Was it 38.5 on that one?
Laying 38.5, sir. That's right.
Laying 38.5. I wouldn't be surprised. It's 35-0 at the half.
Yeah.
And then we got good old Florida, money line there as home dogs.
Good picks.
All right. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be right back to discuss, some Major League Baseball. We got the World Series predictions next on our slate, followed up by us making our predictions on the NFC divisional champions. Who's going to win their divisions? We'll be right back. And welcome back. Aloha. Back to race. We're going to be transitioning here to our MLB World Series predictions and selecting the matchups. We started off with Potts last time, so let's definitely, dive into Rick's prediction there as, this MLB season comes winding down to a halt. The races are getting very tight. Certain players are getting hot. I think Corbin Carroll with 2 home runs, earlier this week. So let's take it away. Rick, who do you got as your MLB World Series matchup?
Well, I like, for me, I think the Phillies. I like the Phillies because you got someone like Bryce Harper. Has a lot of character, plays with a lot of energy. I think he's a good leader for the team and stuff, and I think he's going to lead them there. But then my other side is I feel like the Orioles. Orioles are led by a Razorback. James McCann. He's a veteran. He's been in the league for quite some time. He just made 10 years this past year, and then they got all these youngsters who are playing with a bunch of energy. So I think like Gunderson, you got Holiday. I think it's going to be an awesome matchup, Orioles versus Phillies, and it's kind of fitting that you have him on the picture.
Yeah, I know. I like that you bring up James McCann. Yeah, I know you played at your alma mater there at University of Arkansas and things like that. But I remember seeing that clip of him this year taking I think he got drilled right in the face.
Yeah, right in the nose.
He got beamed in the nose, and I remember seeing like a bunch of blood gushing out. I think John Boy, shout out to John Boy if you're watching this. John Boy made a little video on that, and man, James McCann stayed in the game. He played his doubleheader because they needed to give Adley Rutschman that rest. I mean, it just speaks on the character that this team has. That your second string catcher is an absolute dog like that.
Yeah, that builds character right there as a team. That's some cohesiveness. Old salty vet takes one in the face, keeps chugging. I like it. I like the Orioles.
Yeah, I like the
Yeah,
Orioles.
no, I think it builds good team chemistry. It's just the right tone for the team.
But I even like that you bring up the Phillies too. Bryce Harper in the playoffs. Like anything can really happen there. I know Alex Bone's been having a great year, great campaign. They're just overall a great organization. Pulps, right? They're the same organization that drafted you back in, what was it,
2016, sir.
2016, So, I wouldn't be surprised they make their run again,
We'll go to you, Bug. What's your pick?
My pick, I got, some of the guys up on the screen there. I got to go with the Dodgers. I really think, I know they've kind of been a little up and down, been battling through some injuries, but, Mookie Betts coming back. I know he's really going to heat himself up just in the right nick of time. I know Mr. Will Smith been kind of struggling a little bit at the dish right now, but you don't want to be too hot right now. I think he can really go into there being real hot. And, of course, you got Freddie Freeman with Shohei. I just saw these clips of Shohei starting to throw off the mound right now. Well, you're a pitcher, so I don't know if you can speak on that, coming back from an injury and stuff. But to be thrown off a mound, you got to assume that a month from now, he should be able to at least throw one inning to close a game, no?
Yeah, you got to make that assumption. And honestly, with the way that they've been pitching, they're going to need pitching help because even though they have all these big name guys, big roster guys, big money guys on their starting lineup and in their bullpen, they still find a way to screw it up. So,
high fly ball to deep left field. Forget about it. It's gone. A disastrous start for Clayton Kershaw. Moreno hit only 7 during the regular season. Put a major charge into that one.
I can see it's a little bit of a desperation move maybe by Dave Roberts to get Shohei up and get him going around just in case they need it somewhere down the road. But yeah, I like the Dodgers as a pick, but I just feel like they have some of that postseason bad juju. My most favorite memories of the Dodgers in the postseason will always be Clayton Kershaw with his hands on his knees on the mound because he just gave up like 4 runs in the first inning every time, dude. It's amazing. So I like your pick with the Dodgers, but I don't see it happening. I think they'll find a way to get themselves out as they always do.
The pitching is definitely a little bit sketchy, but I just think Shohei is just a difference maker. And that's why with my American League team, I know they've had a history of choking in the playoffs too. But they, just like the Dodgers, have a different piece this year that I feel like is just going to push them over the edge. And that's Juan Soto. The guy is clutch. The guy's a winner. You talk about MLB players that you would want up to bat with the game on the line. I don't know about you guys, but that's the guy that I would want up to bat.
Yeah, I would want Bryce Harper.
I wouldn't want Juan Soto at bat, but I do think you're missing another piece that they just got in Jazz Chisholm. I think he provides a spark plug to that offense and that defense, and it's just a switch of the culture. You know, he's got that lively, youthful spirit, and I like that addition. But again, it all comes down to the pitching, and the Yankees pitchers the last 2 days in Washington, Garrett Cole and Carlos Rodon today just couldn't hold mediocre lineup down. They got blown out 2 games in a row, and I don't know.
One day.
It is one day, and we got all of September, and there's a lot of ball left to go.
Could be tough. Yeah, could be very tough. You know, I really like seeing Nectar Cortez go out there and, shove it the other day against the Nationals. Of course, it wasn't Nationals, though, but, hopefully he can kind of get his confidence rolling, get it going.
He got bailed out by a judge, too, on the wall. Don't forget that. He got bailed out.
Absolutely. You are right about that, sir. That was about to be a 2-run dong ski.
Yeah.
Like I said, when you got difference-making players, I mean, sometimes those are things that can just push you over the edge. I know, like, both teams kind of lacking the pitching, but, in crunch time, they got some of the clutchest players in Major League Baseball right now. And that's what kind of gets me excited for them. But since you got the facts, Popes, who you got for your MLB World Series?
I got the Royals, man. The Royals are a hot young team. They got some really good pitchers. It's been really fun to watch them play. They come down from behind in games, and they just have that charisma, and they have the juice, what they call the juice. I think the Royals are really good. They're really hot. I think they're going to get hot at the right time. I'm looking forward to seeing them in the playoff picture, and if they do get there, I think they'll move on pretty easily. Like the guy you got before, Bobby Witt Jr., man, he's the man. He's
been there before.
They've been there before, and they got Salvi too. They got the old salty vet, like you said. They got somebody to lean on through the playoff picture, so it's going to be good. On the other side, yeah, you're right. I got to go with the Phillies, man. You look at their lineup, and it's impressive. It's impressive. They're not overpaid like the Dodgers and the Yankees are. They still kind of got some of those homegrown guys, and they want to play for the name on the front and the name on the back. So those the Phillies and the Royals is what I'm looking at for the postseason picture.
I mean, they lost 10-0 today, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's because Taijuan Walker is pitching. Taijuan's out, bro. Taijuan Walker, for anybody watching, is on the automatic fade list. I got a few guys on that list, so we'll get to that sometime later.
Don't you think, though, the Royals are kind of like the O's last year? Like, just they have that experience. I know, like you're saying with Salvi and stuff, but just kind of like maybe a year away there. You don't feel that?
Could be, but playoff picture, anything can happen. Anybody can get hot, and I think they have a better pitching staff than the Orioles had. They got more starters up front that can do the job, I think.
Bobby Witt, you can argue he is the best player in Major League Baseball right now. I think Yahoo Fantasy Sports have him ranked at like number 2 right now. Or number 1.
You can't forget about Pasquantino, Vini Boy, and the Italiano. He's hitting bombs, baby. Who you guys got winning? Let's put it that way. Out of the prediction, Rick, who you got winning?
I said Phillies. I mean, you got Schwarber, Turner, Harper. I mean, Castellanos. That's Jesus
all right.
Christ. Imagine being a pitcher trying to get through that.
Yeah, Buck, who you got?
It's gonna be the Dodgers. It's gonna be Shohei. I'm just excited to see Shohei in playoff time, and I don't think the rest of the country is ready for that. He can be Mr. Clutch.
I'm gonna go ahead and side with Rick. I'm gonna go with my home Phillies, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess we'll see. We might have to put a little side wagers between the 3 of us. But look forward to watching it down the stretch. I mean, it's going to be great baseball. It's always an exciting time, so definitely tune in. And also, speaking of tuning in, don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. It helps us, helps the show out, helps out the race. We greatly appreciate it. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with our NFC Divisional Predictions. Welcome back to the race as we head over to our next topic of discussion today, the NFC Divisional Predictions of who's going to win each division in the NFC. Yeah, we started off with Rick last time, so we'll hop it back to Potts. Potts, let's all start off. Let's go each division and kind of move our way down. So let's start off in the West. Who do we have in the NFC West?
Well, that couldn't be an easier selection there for me, Reed, because I am a Niners fan. Because I'm going Niners, baby, all day long. I mean, they got close last year. They got a really good team this year. We're just waiting for Brandon Ayuk to get his ass in gear. I don't know what's going on. BA, if you're listening to this, come on, man. Let's play ball. Cut it out. Let's go. All right, that's all I got for the West. We got Niners.
Yeah, I say Niners.
Yeah, we'll just hop to the next one because that one was very simple, very easy. Let's hop over to the NFC North. We have the Bears, Vikings, Packers, Lions. Rick, who do you have as the winner of the NFC North?
I don't know. I just feel like Jordan Love I think it might be a year for him. So I like the Green Bay Packers. I think everybody wants to go Lions, but I just think Jordan Love is going to have that underdog mentality, and he's going to come off fire.
Right.
So I think he's going to lead them.
He almost had us in the playoffs, man. He almost had us last year in the playoffs, and
Almost
you're
did.
right. It comes down to coaching too, and Dan Campbell just made a few bonehead moves there in the playoffs and might have cost them a berth. So I like that pick. I'm gonna back Rick and go Green Bay Packers on that one.
Packers, yeah, I know. I really like the Packers too. They picked up Josh Jacobs right there, add some explosion with the run. I gotta go the other way though. I gotta go with the man himself with balls of steel. He's gonna get it done. They're gonna get it done. I watched the Netflix series on Amon-Ra. He's a freaking dog. And you got their whole tight end set up there. I think they're gonna be just fine. A little bit scared, a little bit interested to see how the Bears fare there with their new rookie quarterback and explosive receivers like that. But I definitely
he's looking pretty good. Caleb Williams is looking pretty good. We'll put it that way. I know he paints his nails and he loves his mama. But hey, man, he's making plays. Making plays. But I do like that pick too, Reed. I like the Lions. Ever since Dan Campbell took over and he kind of like had that culture growing, it's been really nice to watch him kind of just grow that heart into the team. And sometimes that's all it takes, right? From the movie The Replacement. You gotta have heart.
And he kind of looks like a lion too. We'll hop over to the NFC East. We'll hop over to the NFC East next. Who we got the Eagles, the Giants, the Commanders, and the Cowboys. Now, I know Roland's not here, so we know he would be taking the Giants here on the NFC East. Those of you that don't know Roland, he'll be joining us, in our next episode.
And that's probably why he didn't want to join this episode, because he's got to, try to back his Giants up, and they're bad.
A Saquon-less Giants there. So I'll start off this one. NFC East, I got to go with the boys. I think Jalen Hurts and the Eagles there, very explosive. Don't get me wrong, but I think this is the year for the boys. Dak makes me a little bit nervous, but I think CeeDee Lamb landing that big contract earlier this week, just nailing it down. They're going to get back in sync. I just feel the vibes. I think this is the year. Everyone's been hating on the Cowboys, been bashing them and stuff, but I think they're gonna have a good season this year, and I'm gonna roll with them.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. It's primetime football, and who's better to have on primetime football than the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb and all those guys? They make good TV, and we'll probably be seeing them. Niners will probably be seeing them in the playoff picture, so I like that pick.
Damn, I like the Eagles. I remember when Jalen Hurts, he was at Oklahoma. He was working out after the game. I think he just brings good culture as a leader. He's someone who's never satisfied. He's always trying to push forward. So I think that type of attitude is going to rub off, and I think they're going to make it back. I really do. I think Jalen Hurts is a good player, especially what he had to go through at Alabama as well. Kid's got character, so I like that. So, sorry, I'm going against you guys, but
it's all right.
The Eagles. Kevin Hart, if you're watching, Kevin Hart, me and you, man, Eagles.
Right on. Awesome. I know it's going to be great watching that NFC East. We saved the toughest one for last, the NFC South there. I kind of want to start this one a little bit differently. Let's talk about just who you would draft at quarterback for fantasy football if you had to decide, right? We got Baker Mayfield of the Bucks, Bryce Young of the Panthers. You have Kirk Cousins of the Falcons, And for the Saints, we have Derek Carr. Who are you guys rolling with out of those four? Before we make our predictions, which quarterback would you draft?
Bryce Young, man. He's a gamer. The positive mindset. I love it.
Bryce Young is a wash, all right? I'm going to leave your pick, whatever. I'm going with Kirk Cousins. You like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins is the man, baby. Kirk Cousins is a salty vet. He knows how to throw the ball. He knows how to move around. Yeah, I got Cousins all day.
I got to say I like Kirk Cousins too, but he is old, coming off that injury. Makes me a little bit concerned. I got to go with the guy that I seen play live. I seen this guy tear up my Georgia Bulldogs in the Rose Bowl. At that moment, I knew this guy's special. This guy's got it. I got to roll with Baker.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer.
So, that being said, Paul, you said you would take Kirk Cousins. Does that mean you would take the Falcons to win the division?
No, I'll probably roll with the Bucks. I think they got a little bit more weapons at their disposal, and they've been knocking on the door for a while. Baker's looking for some playoff wins and get into the Super Bowl. So, I like Baker and the Bucks for me in the South.
Rick, who do you got?
I don't know. I like to follow the good quarterback, and I think Bryce Young can really lead the Panthers. I think it's a new year. He's got another year under his belt, so I really think so. Like, I'm trying to be like Bryce Young. I'm being positive, the positive mindset, and I think it's going to work. I really think so that Panthers are going to pull something through. Yeah, it's preseason. They did okay, but it's preseason. The season's going to start soon, and we'll see. Bryce Young's positive mindset is going to be contagious to their team.
I think we got to bet some expensive sushi.
I would love to bet dinner on that. I would love to bet that Bryce Young is not going to have a good year.
Bryce Young, if you're watching this, you can't let me down.
Yeah,
be positive out there.
Yeah, who you got, Reed?
I just don't know about the Panthers there. I got to ride. I'm just going to roll with my Bucks. I got to roll with them. Like you said, Paul, they got a lot of other weapons at their disposal there. You got Baker. You got tough defense. They've been there before too. I wouldn't be surprised they make it right back. All right?
Yeah, easy.
All right. Solid selections. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with our most exciting segment of the pod, which is Pulse Plays. You don't want to miss this, so definitely hit that like button and subscribe. We're going to be right back with Pulse Plays. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back. Our most exciting segment of the show. We got Pulse Plays coming up, where Pulse himself will make a 3-team parlay that you should definitely lock in. The man is 3-0 to start the college football season. We can't wait to hear what he has on slate. Pulse, who you got?
All right, fellas. Here's our locks for the week. First off, I like what we played with Florida money line. So we're going to ride with that. We're going to ride Florida money line, taking on the University of Miami Hurricanes. Like that pick. We're going with it. Second, I got to go with my own UCLA minus 14. Hawaii's going to get their butt whooped. I mean, there's no two ways about it. UCLA is going to come down here. They're going to make Hawaii their home, and they're going to dust us off the field. It's going to be real quick and easy, light work. Love it. And for the third pick, we're going to go switch gears here, and we're going to go with the MLB pick on Saturday. We're going to back Tariq Skubal and the Detroit Tigers against the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox been a little bit cold. Skubal is having a campaign for Cy Young of the Year, so I'm going to back him up. We're going to go Tigers minus 1.5 against the Red Sox at home. So we'll see, man. We got Florida money line, UCLA laying 14, and we got Tigers behind Skubal.
Run line.
Good old Skubal.
Scoobs, baby, Scoobs.
He's having an absolute year.
Dynamite.
Wow. Gotta love that pick. Rick, do you roast or do you toast?
I toast like a Japanese dog.
Me too, same here. I got to toast to that. We don't always toast toast the Pulse there with his picks, but I must say, I definitely am going to toast to that. That sounds like an absolute lock. Mm-hmm. We appreciate all of you guys tuning in to the pod. You know, the race, we're here for you. Next week, we're super excited to present the AFC Divisional Predictions. Of course, we're going to have our college football picks there for you, and we'll even mix in some MLB action as well. But we look forward to getting back to it. I'm Buckwheat.
Poltsy.
Rick.
And we'll catch you all later at the next one. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you later. And
Good luck, boys.
Chill would
Good
say, aloha.
Luck.